If you are going to finish the work, you are going to Malleshwaram, your last destination, your home is there, at that time you have to put there Malleshwaram. Otherwise, every auto that is green must oblige. Now people will ask where you are going, where you are going, either auto fellow will ask. One fellow who is going longer, then he will take. In Singapore they will ask, are you in the queue? I went there, then he said, are you in the queue? Two persons are before you, only they have to be taken first. So conscientious. One thing is, it is a fine country. You will be, if you are caught, you will be levied a huge fine. They are afraid. But the educated people do not think so. That's why justice is to be followed. Scandal has to be repaired. That is the purpose. So, coming to dismissal, there are three kinds of dismissal broadly. First one is, law itself dismisses them. Automatic dismissal. Dismissal by law itself. Automatic dismissal. If you do two things, superiors do not dismiss you, you dismiss yourself by doing two offenses, by committing two offenses. One is defection from Catholic faith. You become a Protestant, you become a Hindu, Muslim, defection from Catholic faith. Defection from Catholic faith. Second one is by marriage. The law uses two words, contracting marriage or attempting marriage. Juniors can contract marriage. Perpetually professed can attempt marriage. That's why two words are used. Attempted marriages are invalid marriages. Contracted marriages are valid marriages. Contracted marriages are valid marriage. If perpetually professed marry, it is invalid marriage. Even though you marry civilly, it is called only attempted marriage. In canon law, we use the word attempted marriage for every invalid marriage. I can only attempt marriage. A seminarian can contract marriage. Because impediment of sacred orders, it is an impediment to marriage. So like that. So read canon 694. 694.
A member is to be considered automatically dismissed.
Automatically dismissed.
If he or she has notoriously defected from the Catholic faith.
No, this note the word also notoriously. I did not say it in the beginning. Because everybody knows it. Secretly in your heart you defected, you are not dismissed. But notoriously, well known. So, well, notorious means you join, become a member of that church. You get baptism in that church. Then it is notorious defection. Yes.
Has contracted marriage or attempted to do so even civilly.
Yes, contracted marriage or attempted to marry even civilly. What must the superiors do? Second paragraph.
In these cases, the major superior with his or her counsel must, after collecting the evidence, without delay make a declaration of the fact so that the dismissal is juridically established.
Yes. What should the superior do? Collect the evidence. On such and such a day, in this registrar office, you married. Or in this Protestant church, you married. Or in this Hindu temple, you married. In accordance with canon 694, you are hereby automatically dismissed from the congregation. That's all finished. No second chance, like that. Okay. Second category, compulsory dismissal or obligatory dismissal. You must be dismissed. Obligatory dismissal for some offences. The sister must be dismissed. No second chance. You please be careful. No second chance will be given. Must be dismissed. What is the difference between here law itself dismisses? Here the superior must dismiss. Superior must. In the first case, superior only declares the automatic dismissal. Here the superior by an act asks the person, what have you done, and then dismiss. So, what are the serious offences? Read Canon 695.
A member must be dismissed for the offences mentioned in Canon 397 to 398. 1397 to 1398 and 1395.
Yes.
Unless for the offences mentioned in Canon 1395, the superior judges
395. Okay.
The superior judges that dismissal is not absolutely necessary and that sufficient provision has been made in some other way for the amendment of the member, the restoration of justice and the reparation of scandal.
So, first, what are the canons that are mentioned there? The offence is described in those canons. First canon? 1397. Somebody read 1397. If you do that, you must be dismissed.
One who commits murder.
Commits murder. If you are committing murder, homicide.
Who by force or by fraud abducts.
Abduction. You are abducting somebody means carrying away somebody, yes?
Imprisons.
Imprison somebody, put somebody in the jail.
Mutilates.
Mutilates, cutting the member of the body.
Or
Mutilate.
gravely wounds a person.
Gravely wounds a person. Gravely. Suddenly he hit slightly, don't dismiss. And gravely wounds a person. Okay.
Is to be punished according to the gravity of the offense.
So, canon here says, if you do any of this, you must be dismissed from the congregation. One sister, very angry with the kitchen girl, and then she cut her hand only. She must be dismissed. No second chance. Here, no warning. First warning, second warning. Another sister, horrible. The kitchen girl was eating, she was angry with her. She spit in her plate also. I am not telling lie. She's mad. I don't think she's completely mad. As a senior sister. How can they be like that? Whenever I think of it, I simply felt the girl was weeping the whole day. I saw that girl also. How can she do like that? Because she did not do something of this. All in the name of God. In the name of God. So canon doesn't say, but in this case she should be given, she will come under the next category of dismissal. They don't deserve to be sisters if they are of normal mind. So these are serious offences, that is 1397. Suppose you are learning driving and you dashed against somebody and then somebody died, that is not murder, you did not intend it. That is, culpability is less. Knowingly, willingly, you are murdering. You are a nurse, you gave the wrong injection by mistake, so don't dismiss the sister. But you should give the right injection, all those who are doctors and so if you are, this father was scolding me during the class, I am waiting for him to be admitted in a hospital, okay, I will give him a wrong injection. Then maybe the intention to murder is there. Then you ought to be dismissed. You must be dismissed. 1397. Another one, another offense. What is another number in the canon? 98. 1398 read.
A person who actually procures an abortion incurs a late
Sentencia. Late sentencia means automatic. Yeah.
late sentencia excommunication.
Yes, not only excommunicated, such a person must be dismissed. Such a person, one who procures abortion, must be dismissed. Must be dismissed. Actually means successful abortion. You tried and tried, the baby was not aborted, you can't be dismissed. Abortion is against the 5th commandment, thou shalt not kill. It is more serious than homicide, which is after the birth. Before birth, the child is defenseless. Teresa worked for people not to abort their children. Abortion is a serious offense. Even you are working in the mission country, due to no fault of your own, you are raped and then you conceive. Still, the child in the womb did not do any mistake. For being raped, you cannot be dismissed. For aborting the child, you can be dismissed. You do whatever precaution is possible before conception. Once conception takes place, there is life. Life is God's, not yours. Not yours. Even in moral theology we will study, you want to save the life of the mother. In that process, the baby dies, no problem. Your attempt is to save the life of both, but only mother's life is saved, no problem. But then you should not intend. A sister who is raped and conceives, can she be sent away? She should not be sent away. She should be asked to give birth. She must be retained in the congregation. If she wants to remain in the congregation, giving the child for adoption or to somebody who will bring it up. But once you have aborted, your sister didn't want to be aborted, somebody else carried. Sister cannot be dismissed. But for the initial act, other actions can be taken. Once she did not get aborted. Many times, many stories come. You should be also very, very careful as junior sisters, youngsters. Ultimately, the women suffer more. Men do not suffer. So many times sisters will say, some provincials will come to me with stories. Father, she was there, it seems that priest or somebody forced into the door, and then most of the time, at least 80-85% of the time, it was sex by mutual consent only. And sometimes it backfired, they conceived. And then their whole occasion is jeopardy. But once it is proved that abortion has taken place, you might have heard about the famous Trichy case also. That's what, it was proved. And the sister herself acknowledged that she procured abortion twice. And they consulted the canon. The canon said this canon only, 695, clearly says, so far you committed 2 abortion or 1 abortion, hereafter don't commit abortion, you cannot say. One who has aborted must be out of the congregation. And the priest said, reportedly, I have never seen her only. Then when all the people, both in the Jesuit house and in the congregation, both of them said they were close friends. On the one hand, this woman says that he or she was raped by him. On the other hand, he says, I have never seen her. Is it conception by the Holy Spirit that abortion took place? Both of them were close friends. Both of them have supporters to say that. Supporters to say nothing happened. Everywhere it became a scandal. But there is no other option. But the priest who was responsible or a layman who was responsible can say, yes, I was very passionate at that moment, but I did not take her for abortion. He can say. For making that mistake once, he need not be dismissed. But then for aborting, if he is involved in the abortion, he must be dismissed. The priest is as well in the congregation, the sister is out of the congregation. The priest can say, I did not tell her to abort. She went to abort. The person can always say. So I am already telling you this openly that you may be careful. You may be careful. Do not, that should not happen. So many things happened. Recently one provincial came to me with so many evidences of a particular sister being like this. Somebody coming and staying there, and then the kitchen girl was sent to buy all the contraceptives possible in the hospital. The hospital, in the medical shop came, the whole dustbin is with so much full of contraceptives tablets. Then the priest is protected by the diocese, and the sister had to be out of the congregation. She is out. Now we are told that one reputed congregation, international congregation, also happened like this. You have to keep your prudent distance and then see why is this kind of double life. You have to consider it seriously and then live your consecrated chastity. Alright, we go to the next 6-9. We said abortion, murder, Mutilation, yes. Then what else? Then what else?
Grave wounds.
Then that we finished. Then what more canon for which they must 1395 also. 95, 1395 you read. Now it is a serious matter. 1395 many do not know. The Holy See has become very serious. 1395 also they must be dismissed. In some cases they can be given exception. Okay.
Apart from the case mentioned in Canon 1394,
That is marriage. Automatic dismissal. Okay.
a cleric living in concubinage
Living in concubinage. Some are chinna veedu of some lay people or fathers. Concubinage. Living in concubinage. Illara vaazhvayum, turavara vaazhvayum சேர்ந்தே நடத்துறது. Living in concubinage. Being a keep of somebody. Being a keep of somebody. Cleric living in concubinage. Yes.
and a cleric who continues in some other
Wherever cleric is there, you have to put also here religious. Yeah. A religious living in concubinage.
and the cleric who continues in some other external sin
External sin against the
against the sixth commandment of the Decalogue.
continuously external sin. So note the word external sin against the sixth commandment, publicly known. Not internal sin. It is all right. Jesus said you should not look at a man or woman with lust. If you dismiss all those people, you have to dismiss a whole congregation. Huh? So internal sin, whatever is sin, is not punishable. Whatever is punishable must also be a sin. That is it. That's why it is said external sin against the sixth commandment, yes, of the Decalogue, yes,
Which causes scandal
which causes scandal.
is to be punished with suspension.
Yes, he is to be punished. Priest means suspended. Religious means must be dismissed also. Yes,
To this, other penalties can progressively be
he
added.
added. Especially second paragraph is very important. Yeah.
If after a warning he persists in the office until eventually he can be dismissed from the clerical state.
This is with regard to priest. Dismiss them from the clerical state. They will call laicization. He is reduced to the state of the lay person if it is a priest. So next one.
A cleric who has offended in other ways against the sixth commandment of the Decalogue, if the crime was committed by force or by threats or in public or with a minor under the age of 16 years, is to be punished with just penalties.
Okay, enough. So there it is said that canon is changed. There it is under 16. Now once again law says under 18. Any religious man or woman or any deacon, priest or bishop commits a sin, abuse of minors below 18. Below 18. It is reserved to the congregation for doctrine of faith. That is the department of the Holy Father, first department of the Holy Father to punish these cases, especially faith and morals. Faith and the morals. So a bishop comes across in the diocese also. Zero tolerance with regard to abuse of minors. Man or woman doesn't matter. Zero tolerance. Do not think it is prevalent only among priests. I know number of cases with concrete proofs of even religious women abusing the girls in the hostel. Many have personally reported to me also. So that is happening. They must be dismissed. Now new law CDF, it has to be reported to the CDF and the sister must be dismissed. Don't transfer to another boarding that she may abuse others. Not only men are doing, women are abusing. This is zero tolerance. The fence eating the crop. They are entrusted to you with what conscience? You can indulge in lesbian relationship, homosexual relationship, or even heterosexual relationship with opposite sex. Whether it is opposite sex, same sex, you are abusing the minors for your sexual pleasure. It is a very, very serious offense. Now, zero tolerance. the CCBI has come out with a new policy which is effective from last year, October 1st onwards, it is effective. So what they have to say, when such an accusation comes, the provincial must conduct a preliminary inquiry committee. It must give the report within 1 month. Then they have to take action against them. Then there is a sexual offence committee. Then the necessary action, they have to be dismissed. With regard to priests, no second chance is given. No second chance is given. That's it. So these cases you cannot say, okay, you have been there, because we are standing for the protection of the minors. That is the reason for this. So these are the offences that are treated very seriously in this canon. So 1395 or paragraph 2 is not put, only 1395 is put. No, in the canon which will 1390. Second para is abuse of minors. So abuse of minors, that is taken seriously, more seriously than abuse of majors. Okay, this is it. Must be dismissed in these cases. In these cases, of course, there is always a right of defense. Everybody should ask. Without giving them the hearing, you cannot do anything. You have to give people a hearing first. Abuse. Okay, we'll go for the break, come at 11 o'clock. We'll see the rest of the things afterwards. 20 minutes. Don't come Indian time, father, so like that and all you don't. Okay.